Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video. And in today's video, I want to be giving you guys some tips and tricks and show you guys a few different ways to help you guys improve very quickly here in Fortnite. And so for the gameplay in the background, I have a really insane gameplay. I think I dropped about 19 kills in this game. My teammate had like 8. So we're absolutely going off throughout the entirety of the game. So a very good gameplay while I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to improve very quickly here for Season 10. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to my second channel. The link for that will be in the description or the pinned comment. Turn on my post notifications and as well comment down below your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, if you guys would like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go over to the item shop, go down to support a creator, type in my code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. I really do appreciate all you guys who do add me. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to be talking about some different ways that you can easily improve here in Season 10. And these are going to be a few key things that I specifically do myself that really does help me improve, it helps me improve a lot faster in this game because there's a lot of different ways you can go about it when it comes to improving in Fortnite. And I think these few things really are some of the best that you can do if you want to improve the fastest way possible. So to be honest with you guys, I think I would say my number one tip or my number one way that I improve the fastest in this game is when it comes to improving in Fortnite, I specifically just focus on one thing specifically that I want to improve on. Because in Fortnite, I mean, there's so many different things that you can improve on. And if you're trying to do, and I honestly think this is true, I don't know if it is true or not, but for me personally, the way it's been for me is if I try to focus on getting better at a ton of different things at once, if I try to get better at everything at the exact same time, what's up happening is I don't improve as fast as I normally should, just because there's so many different things that I could focus on and it just doesn't work out for me as well. So when I focus on one specific thing at a time, I tend to get really good at the game a lot faster because I just focus on that one thing, I get really good at it, and then I focus on another thing instead of trying to multitask and learn like 5 different building techniques or all these type, or changing up my sensitivity. It gets kind of confusing because if you want to improve at the game, it's going to be very difficult if you're trying to learn all these advanced builds that you've never done before, and at the same time switching your sensitivity, and at the same time just doing or messing with your settings, maybe getting a new controller, or whatever the case may be. But it's just kind of hard to improve at the game when you're doing so many variables at the exact same time. So when you want to improve, it really is best to just switch one thing at a time. So if you want to change your sensitivity, I'd recommend just keeping everything else the same. Maybe just switching your X and Y to something maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, depending on how you feel. And then that's the only thing I wouldn't change. And then I wouldn't try to do a whole bunch of other different things, because then it really does get confusing. And I feel like at that point, if you keep trying to do so many different things at the exact same time, you really can't know exactly what you need to improve on the most. So that would definitely be my recommendation when it comes to improving in this game. And there's a lot of different areas. I mean, it could be anything from sensitivity to maybe changing up your binds a little bit, because I know a lot of friends changed up their binds recently. They just wanted to give it a little bit of a shot. And there's so many different combinations and so many different ways for your binds to be in this game that you really can try a lot of different things, and you might find something you like better. But at the same time, you don't want to try to change everything at the exact same time, like sensitivity, binds. You don't want to change everything at these. Maybe just change your sensitivity for a few days, maybe just change your binds for a few days, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you can always switch it back. And I think that's one of the best ways to go about it when it comes to changing your sensitivity. But you also do have some things like new building techniques, maybe accuracy, IQ, and there's a lot of different things that you can also improve on at the exact same time. But it's just better that you focus on one area at a time. So if your aim feels a little bit off, maybe just focus on hitting a lot more of your shots, and maybe just focus on some aiming techniques, maybe some aiming courses, whatever you feel like is going to work best. Just practice those for a good week, and I guarantee you guys you're going to see a lot more improvements when it comes to something like that than trying a whole bunch of different things at the exact same time. And so my next thing that I would say is something that most people really don't focus on too much, and I think they really should if they want to improve the fastest way possible, especially here for Season 10. and that's going to be focusing on improving your game sense and IQ. So just practicing on playing smarter in this game. And there is a lot of ways to go about this. It's not really a one size fits all when it comes to learning how to play smarter, because everyone does have a lot of different play styles. And trust me, there's a lot more smarter players in this game than I am. But at the same time, I feel like I'm a pretty smart player because I try a lot of different things. And most of the time I do find out what works best, and I try to stick to that as much as possible. So when it comes to improving your IQ or improving your game sense, basically playing smarter. And the two ways that I would personally go about trying to improve something like that, one is pretty easy. You can just watch players who are better than you. I mean, it could be anything from maybe you have friends that are really good at the game to even like pro players. Or especially if you guys want to get really good in like arenas, if you want to be good at the solos, if you want to be good at the trios, you definitely want to watch pro players and watch the games that people win, so you can see all the different, because there's so many different strategies and so many different techniques when it comes to the beginning of the game, mid game, and also the end circle, because the end circle, it is pretty crazy and there's definitely a lot of ways to go about it. So you can just focus on watching better players than you, and not just like a little bit better, I mean like really good players that are really smart at the game. I would definitely watch some of their games and some of their play styles, and that could be a really easy way to learn a bunch of different techniques, because a lot of times you really can't tell, or you really don't know a lot of different alternatives to something unless you've seen it before. So if you watch pro players or players that are really, really good, this can be a very easy way to improve IQ, because definitely something myself. I remember back, I used to watch a little bit of streams when, probably like season 5 or season 6. I remember watching a few streams, and then I saw like Tfue or so. I don't remember who it was. It was such a long time ago. But I saw a pro player, and I saw them do something that I've never seen before, and I realized that, maybe that move was actually pretty smart. And I started putting it into my gameplay, and it definitely helped me out a ton. I don't remember exactly what the technique, it was some building technique. It was like the way they built. It was like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but definitely was like a building technique that I saw another player do, and something that I started using in my game, and it definitely helped me out a ton. So just doing something as simple as that can drastically improve your game, because maybe you see something, because maybe there's one part of your game, it could even just be building, maybe you lack when it comes to certain builds, but you see another player do it a certain way, and maybe that can make all of the difference. So watching other people play can also be a really good way to improve very quickly. And as well, the second way to improve your IQ and your game sense, and it kind of ties in the first one a little bit, but that's basically going to be trying a lot of different things. So maybe trying a lot of different play styles, maybe play a little bit slower, maybe try to play fast one game. So just changing it up a little bit, maybe changing up the drop, maybe if you play a little bit slower, maybe you land Tilted Towers, because I know Tilted Towers is definitely a hot drop now. I remember back, probably like just pretty much the middle of last season, almost no one went Tilted Towers. Maybe you would see like 1 or 2 teams there, but ever since they changed it up and made it like that old town kind of tilted where you can't build or break, there's so many people going there. And also hot drops, first drop off the bus, there's going to be a lot of people there. So you can definitely try something like that, switching up your playstyle. Maybe I suggested in one video, I think it's a really good idea too, to land on a mech. And if you can get that off spawn, you definitely have a huge advantage for that game, because you're going to be set with a ton of mats and a ton of easy kills right off the start of the game. And it makes it super easy. The only difficult thing is if it's a lot of people contesting it, then it can be kind of difficult to get the mech. But if you're able to get it, you can get a ton of mats and a ton of kills right off the start of the game. So changing up your playstyle can be also a really good way. And even for me, if I always play really fast, because this is definitely true for me. So for me, I play very aggressive, play very fast. But a lot of times when I play aggressive, I'll end up choking games because I'm playing overly aggressive. And sometimes it's better that I slow it down, maybe go for like 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 kill games, and not really going for those extremely high kill games to kind of like build momentum. So I start winning a few games, and then eventually after I win a few games, then I play more aggressive again, and then I try to go for those high kill games. So those would be the two things that I would definitely focus on the most when it comes to improving here in Season 10. And I guarantee if you improve on those two things, I really do think you can start winning a lot more games, and also improve the fastest way possible. Because when it comes to winning, it ultimately just boils down to being able to be a better player, because the better you are as a player, the more wins you're going to get. Because if you're just focused on getting wins, you're not going to get as many wins as if you just focused on improving your game. And with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.